Hey guys. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Anyway, this is my sketch I did to give myself a head start. And you can see over here, pinned is my reference image that I just kind of turned everywhere. Anyway, figured I'd get a start on these. I already started with a sketch and painted a background using some just simple black paint and a palette knife. I just gotta get the brush to the size I want real fast. Oops. Gonna want a bit smaller than that. Oh, it's nice to meet you too. Welcome to, well, my stream of craziness. It's calm for now, till others get on. I'm doing alright. It's surprisingly dark over here for 3:30. How are you doing? Alright, we're gonna try to do this without this bit of blanket right here. So we're gonna pretend like it's not there. Yeah. I'm not surprised that's the time it is. For you over there, that is. Thank you for following me. As you heard the lovely little noise. Now what I'm gonna be doing is superimposing what I would assume to be down here, because I rather white down here than, I assume, a blanket is what's going on over there. Throughout doing this, there's one thing that will probably get to anybody who might watch this, is that there are colors, hues, pigments that you might not realize. That I do know. Because that's how you ended up getting on my stream. I figured. I saw the notification of you liking my tweet. So I figured and hoped that you'd be joining us. Because I haven't heard too much from you, just a little bit here and there. But, this is from a giveaway. But, what I was saying is, like, on this image all over here that I'm pointing to seems to be white, but there's going to be other things other than just white. You can't just rely on that aspect. You really gotta study the image. Speaking of, give me a moment. I would like to put my reference image on the side outside of this as well. I like to reference it in the program, but sometimes I need a little more detailed, and I don't want to have to make this too large. While I can, I'd hate to, you know, have this take up this much of the screen. But we'll make it a little bigger. Probably turn it. That's a lot better, considering the way I stroke. Well, that's glad to know. Hope you're excited for this next marathon. I will be attending. I am just a bit short on my part for the hotel room, but only by $17, but I'll get it, no problem. I'm not too worried. Anyway. I'll estimate over here is somewhere where the pigment will get a little darker. Should probably zoom in a little more. I like to really be close to my spot I'm trying to do. Well, don't be jealous. You can join us on chat. And if I see you, I'll be sure to say hi. If I see you in chat, that is. See right here where I'm doing right here, this area is this little bit there. At least, this is where I figured it'd be. I didn't exactly sketch that in. And I will say, I will go from area to area on this, so... But that's why I keep changing my tones of whitish gray. Because I'm not even using white right now, I'm using gray. I don't think there's really any spot of true white except for right here. Well, any bit will help when it comes to that. I always donate some money that I can give, and then my grandparents like to visit me in advance and give me some money in cash to put in my bank to donate. I always like to do that for them, because they like to donate to stuff like that, but they're not tech savvy, and when what bit they are, they're not the kind of people that use their card anywhere, which isn't a bad idea for them. Because it's hard to tell, not understanding the internet very well, where is credible and where isn't. It takes a lot of practice to get to that. Whoops, that was my zoom, not my... Let's see. We're going to do some of the browns here. I have my sketch layer under this. I should probably put... Try to work some of these browns into the fading grayish white. Anyways, I'm glad to see somebody knows me from the team and being on camera. A lot of people still don't know who I am yet, which is very much alright with me. I tend to be a little shy, but I try to participate in as much as I can to help out, to make it a little easier for everyone, as well as make it fun. I'm from northern Pennsylvania. I put my pen down and I have no idea where I put it. So what happens when I have pens that are black and blend in. I should probably turn a lamp on. Anyways, this is this photo I got from a giveaway. I decided to do a giveaway for a limited time of some portraits in this style that I'm trying to, in a sense, master. And I wanted a few to practice on, as well as list for example commissions, because I'd like to start offering commissions again, because currently my site is just dead on the commission page and just says we have nothing, and I'd very much like to change that. Yes, it is. The owner of that dog is here in the chat. At least I've figured. They submitted their dog into this, and it was the first one that was drawn. There will be more than one drawn, so if anybody is watching and took part in that, don't feel too disappointed. Oops, did not mean to do that. I meant to right click. It's alright, I'm more of a cat person too. I mean, if you can't figure that out anyway. I also have 2 kitties around this house somewhere. Alright. There we go. I would also like to announce I have begun to work on my sounds and animations. I'm slowly in the mix of adding secret sounds. There are currently 2 or 3 going right now. I did one of the 2. I was having a little issues with it, but a little bit of issues, but I have some simple ones set up. They're just at specific donation amounts. They're not too much special, but one of them is a date listed somewhere on Twitch. The other is a date coming up real soon that everyone would know. Other than that, that's all I'm saying. I figured give you guys a little bit of a hint to get started. I think I'm gonna move and do some up here. I should probably lower the opacity of this background. That way, let's hope I didn't just crash the program. That way I can see a bit better since, you know, black little snoot. I'm gonna boop this dog in the snoot multiple times with my paintbrush, as you can tell. Once, I'm doing a quick save. The saves take a few moments on this, so bear with it. I try to do a high resolution canvas, so it'll be a few moments. Anyway, I will be sure to give my cats some water. I'll have plenty of time to do that. I still have little scratches from one of them on this hand, and it goes from one finger onto the other, and I think it's kind of silly because I gave this cat a bit of catnip. Just a little pinch, and this cat turned into a hybrid of a cat squirrel and was eating it off of the floor of a cat tree she has. Yeah. She was full on play mode for hours until she just kind of passed out. You know cats, they get a little crazy on catnip. But it's so entertaining. I try not to give them too much, though. Okay. We're having a little issue with the, driver again. We had this before. Yeah, I might lose my progress already. Give me a moment. I hope I don't have to pause the stream to fix it. I've had to do that the last time. There we go. I got it to at least stop, whether it's gonna save to that or not. It might just be a simple error. I'll just save it somewhere else for now, which is no big deal. But I will double check to see if that file... Oh yeah, that's just disconnected. That's no big deal. This itty little bitty thing has all of my art. If something happens to this, ooh. The world will quite literally end for me for a while. I don't think anybody would blame me. Alright, it says it's connected, but it doesn't show it. There it is. Thank you, Kilo Mike, for donating $20. It is very much appreciated. I will tell you, You were very warm to getting one of the secret sounds. Oh yeah, I'm having this issue again that happened. I'm going to say this now, so if I forget, I can come back to this in the archives. I am putting this file in my actual pictures. I never use my pictures folder. So, reminder for myself and you guys, if I ask you guys later, freak out because I don't know where it is, it's in pictures. And it's still named. I want to think I've lost something and then months later find it. It would not be the first time. And hopefully it will be the last time, though. Tell me, does this sound normal? Alright. Is it fixed now? I don't want to sound like a chipmunk again. Okay. The setting I had to use to fix that original chipmunk issue for whatever reason was to just set my mic setting as default instead of the actual mic I'm using. But this wouldn't work unless I set it to that and set it back, so... Anyway, all I was rambling on about was to try to use that. That's a good joke. Thank you for your donation of 10 bits. I will tell you, I don't use bits. I use Streamlabs for my donations. There's a lot of reasoning behind that. Nonetheless, thank you. There we go. Anyway, what I was going to do, which now I can now that it's saved. wait a moment, because now it's trying to do the thing where it thinks it's not going to respond. Issues with programs every once in a while. Anyways, thank you. For future reference, please use Streamlabs. That's better for me to track and be able to get the money at that moment rather than more than, 45 days later. I'm just an affiliate, and I do have to prepare for the holidays and such. Like, Zeldathon! I'm surprised. I don't think I have any tickers set up for anybody that donates bits because I normally don't take those. Anyway, nonetheless, that will get me one step closer to getting first payout. I have to wait until I get 100, which is still gonna be a little bit. I too like Huskies. I also have very good memories of times with Huskies that are pretty fun. So I understand you on that. This is probably the only place I will be using the blackest black aside from the background. I've honestly never been around a beagle. I really haven't. I've not even just seen somebody walking down the road with their beagle on a leash. I used to have, in my childhood, my family had pugs. A pug named Katie and a black pug named Shadow. And they were really good pugs. Honestly, if you're talking about beagles being stubborn, I don't even know, but pugs, Katie was very obedient, but it was more so. We also had a pug named Pudgy for a while, but she was given to an old member of our campground at some point. But Katie was pretty well behaved. If you walked around a leash, she'll walk with you. Unless my sister was around, she'd wait for my sister. If I were to be walking faster or slower, she'd just want to be close to my sister. That's hilarious. My childhood pet, she had a little white spot on her neck right there. Other than that, she was entirely black. And she was named Princess. And, when her fur laid right, she looked like her white was a heart, and it was just always kind of cute. But she was one of those cats that, as a child, I could do anything to her, and she loved me. It's better than having a childhood cat that just hates your guts, you know? I have photos of her somewhere in here, in photo frames, but I'm not going to grab them right now, but maybe sometime I should show you. I think I have some photos on my computer somewhere. Maybe the ones on my computer are the ones of her and the squirrels. We, for a short time, rescued some squirrels and kind of kept them as pets. And she would treat them like her kittens. As for Thanksgiving, not really. Thanksgiving's just gonna be kind of calm, stay at home. Usually, my parents would host the family dinner, but that's not going to be happening. I am offended. And there we go. So I get dots on the nose correctly. Well, they don't have to be perfect. The whole point. Close out of that right now. I'm letting it save for a moment. That's why I'm taking a little pause. While that does that, I'll pop open my little thing and see if I can grab one of those not USB, but card reader adapters. Because I also have a card reader on my front panel. But it's a little picky sometimes. That's part of why I try to use USB. Because I should replace that card deck. Well, if you end up getting it, I tell you, you will not be disappointed. I have one myself, and I really enjoy it. You probably knew I had one since I did a game run with Lucari. Is this one open? No, that's an actual SD card. Where's my adapters? My empty adapters. Aha. I have many adapters and many micro SD cards in them. Give me one moment. I'm going to at least give it a shot. If it doesn't work, I won't fidget with it too much other than during save breaks, because I will save pretty often and I will apologize for the little waits during that. But I'd rather save a lot and have to deal with that than not save and regret it later. Why isn't this going in? There we go. Aha, got the green light. I gotta sometimes fidget it. Why are you telling me I need to format it? It keeps telling me I have to format it, which is why I'm having a little trust issues right now with it. Because I know I don't. Plus, all it has on it is art. So, I might have to pop it in my 2-in-1. And if it tells me to format it, we're going to format it and hope it doesn't delete my content. Because that has all of the up-to-date art on it, so I back it up every once in a while, but, you know, still rather not have to redo anything. I will tell you, if you or anyone you know has multiple monitors set up, it's nice. The only issue is you can never find the mouse on your screen. At least that's my issue. A lot of people are hoping GTA 5 will come out to it. At least there's little jokes about it. Whether it actually will happen or not, I don't know. Well, not 5 particularly, but GTA in general online. Whether they do it for 6 or whatever. Anyway. Yeah, I will tell you, it is worth getting again, just to have it more portable. I never had a Wii U. I had a Wii. And other than, you know, Wii Sports type things and a few various games, I had to make sure I got Animal Crossing on it. And I was happy. I'm an Animal Crossing nerd, and I always will be. But, I have so many hours logged into Breath of the Wild. If you do end up getting it, and you want somebody to play Mario Kart 8 with, just let me know. My hope is to be able to get enough to buy capture card. That way I could also do Switch games, Xbox games, all that. Because I game on just kind of everything. I don't just do one thing. It's too hard to. Especially when some games do exclusively for XYZ console, one of those random things. And a lot of the games I have, for example, on Xbox, I have on computer. I absolutely love using a controller. I love PC gaming though, but there's something about using a controller, and I have an adapter to use 360 controller on my computer, but yeah. Yeah, so have I. It didn't take me long. I got mine, pretty much finished it that weekend because I didn't stop. And I'm still exploring. I still haven't made like another save or anything. I've just been exploring and doing so much. Doing a lot of different side quests that they don't really help you much on. Like the random ones that say, look for person. And give you no real good hint. They'll give you a little hint, but not real good ones. I believe I finished all the shrines already, too. Because I did a full shrine run as well. See, I have everything else, I just need the capture card. And I know which one I want to get. I actually have it listed on my wish list in Streamlabs, and I hope to get it around this holiday. Alright, I'm gonna hop back to the spot we were at before. But, come down here. I will try to stream a lot around this holiday, Thanksgiving holiday break for everybody that might be at school and or work while I can. I don't have a green screen, but it's dark to where you couldn't even notice anyway. But, I've debated with the idea of green screening, but if I was gonna do that, instead of going through all the effort to actually get everything to set up a green screen, I'd much rather get one of those webcams that will work without green screen. because eventually I want to get a better webcam. This is a pretty good webcam, but this is still the first webcam I have ever owned. But it's kind of low priority. I mean, it's really not a big deal. Plus, that's just kind of why I have a little frame. Fit everything in nicely without it seeming too boxy over top of it. And since I had a little extra space, I just put in a black background and put the chat in there. Anyway, right now I'm doing this with oil brushes. I can do this with watercolor too, but that definitely changes the look. We'll make this that size. Like, that's watercolor, but I want the brush strokes. I don't want it to be watered down. There's lots of different ways I could do this, but again, yeah. I decided I was gonna use this with like an oil brush, let it air dry on its own. Well, that's great. I started streaming a long time ago, even before I had a webcam. And it's just like I really pushed to get my webcam to use that with. I streamed back before creative was available on Twitch. I've worked on different platforms to try to see what worked best for me, and Twitch seemed to be the best for me. Though there's other platforms that are more so art oriented, I found Twitch better for me. I liked a lot of the customization and the way I could work everything. I think I gotta sneeze. I'd better not. Anyway, it was a big upgrade for me as I was working mouse for years. And then I got enough to get an on-screen graphics tablet, but then I was gifted one. It wasn't on-screen, but I decided to hold off on the on-screen one, and I waited a year or two before I got enough to purchase it, because I wanted to be able to use what I did get, and I still have it as a backup, or as, you know, one that's a little more mobile than this one. This one's actually pretty big. I do hope eventually to get a stand for it, that way I can move it a lot better. I can now. I tend to work with it on my lap a lot. But, I got it, and I've not had really any issue with it at all, and I've been very impressed with it, considering I got it cheaper than most on-screen graphic tablets. And it came with everything I needed to hook it up, and it came with an extra pen, so I have two of them. So if this pen dies during a stream, I can switch to this one. The biggest issue was I was trying to stream. I used this for quite a while on my 2-in-1. I'd stream on my 2-in-1 before I got a newer one that I currently have. And this has to connect VGA. And it had a had to plug in 2 times over USB. So I had one USB port. And so I got myself a little USB hub. I recommend those if you ever just need a few extra, if you just want to organize it. I got a 3.0 one, and it worked out really well. I don't know, I still have it. I mean, I technically don't have to stream off of my 2-in-1 like I had to before. And it's not exactly that I had to, but it was easier. Yeah, I know that. They're real hard to get. But if you ever get the chance to get one, then you'll be able to stream it. Though if you do own a legal copy of the game, you can emulate it legally by just putting the little number you have on the game card into an emulation site, and you can legally emulate it. I've done that with some games before. I didn't use it to stream, though I've wanted to. Like, I love N64. I have a bunch of games for that. I still have my N64. But I wanted to put it on my computer because I didn't want to try to... Yeah. So I just input the numbers on the cartridges, and I have legal emulations of it. And go through all the work to do that rather than just going and finding the first one to download it off of, or you're technically pirating, and that is illegal. And I do not recommend. Well, I guess you gotta make some I have no issue with certain emulators. I'll have to go through them and recommend them to you, but I have one. Project 64 is the one that I've had. I've never had an issue with that. The only time it's crashed was because I purposely had to crash it to X out of it due to a long story. Anyway. And I don't even update it to whatever bug fixed version it has right now. I go with certain versions sometimes for stuff like that, and then I just don't update it because I find a version, if it gives me no issues, I work with it. Yeah, a lot of them, all you need is just the right hookup. But at the time when I emulated that, I had no chance of getting any form of capture card or anything because it was still my early streaming days. Which, I don't remember the name of the one that I have. It's on my Streamlabs donation page if you go on to it. Streamlabs.com/bestiscat. Under wishlist, it has the one that I've been looking at. I had it recommended to me, and I've had the chance to actually toy around with it. I didn't stream anything though, but I had the chance to toy around with it. I just never took that chance, sadly. At least it should still be there. Yeah, it is. It's a Live Gamer Extreme. It's on my wish list. I put the price of a brand new one, but there's a lot of variances in the price that I can get closer to 100. So, and some of them are less than 100 to 165. I put in a number that was a little higher than most of them. That way it was set, because it does change a lot. Anyway. Probably what I'd first stream, once I get my capture card, is a lot of Metal Gear 5. I love that game. I can't help it. It's not, per se, the best game, but I really do enjoy it. And, that's definitely a game I would love to stream. Yeah, it'll never hurt to do that. That'll only help benefit the charities further whenever we are doing a marathon. So don't be afraid to do that. Right now I'm using a brush dabbing skill for some of these spots, because some of these spots there is a bit of a lighter brown fur mixed in. The only reason it's darker is because there's a shade there, or at least that's what I'm assuming, because that's what it appears to be. I'll probably come through and touch this area up a little bit with a small brush as well. Yeah, they were supporting a lot of people that were shouting out about the stream. They ended up following me during the event as well. Or before, one of the two. But the water bottle's really nice. I have mine. I use my marathon water bottles all the time because they're a nice size. They're really nice because I, for one, some people don't drink enough water. I, for one, do, and I try to. I end up drinking a lot of water, so I fill them up and I drink one, and then I just grab my other one. That way I don't feel like I'm constantly filling up the same water bottle. It was nice of them to give us those water bottles. And we didn't have any plans to do our own team water bottles since it was a mini marathon. like to dab these in areas where it's strong of a change of tone sometimes. That, and it helps with the brush texture, because if I go like this, you see the texture, which isn't bad, but if I go too much, it flattens out like that, as opposed to if I do that. And especially since, you know, he's got fur, is a good idea. That's part of why I'm keeping my brush a little larger, that way it's seen at it, because I think normally I'd use a smaller brush, a bit smaller. I know, as odd as it is, look at how much work that I've done compared to this whole thing, and I'm using a large brush in my opinion. But, they'll have to remember to go through and keep track of the amount of time it actually takes me to do this. That way, I can estimate a fair commission price that is fair for me as well as fair for the buyer. Because I don't want to spend hours on end and only get a $5 payout, for example. Sorry if I kind of go off camera at any time, it's more so me just moving closer to one side or the other of this drawing tablet. I should probably just very loudly scoot my chair forward, you know. Sorry about that. Whoops. Too far out. This is a little hard to just control with the pen sometimes. It looks like I should revise a few spots over here. There we go. I'm gonna do a quick. This spot I'm using a little more of a dot technique since it is between a lot of different colors. Large areas of browns or whites, I won't do that. I haven't been able to attend any form of symphony like that. I keep getting a lot of chances to, but I haven't been able to. Anyways, we'll take a little break from this area and move a little more over here. And take a break from that dot technique. Every once in a while, they gotta be able to take up. There we go. It seems as though that keeps freezing, but the audio is freezing. Because I caught it this time. Anyways. Deselect. There we go. So accidentally press Control A. Most programs I spam the Control S shortcut. This one I can't. Well, I can, but it's not a good idea. Some spots the shades are darker, some of them are lighter. Blend those. Oh, there we go. Alright, I'm going to take a break from this location again. And we're gonna do a fun spot. By a fun spot, we're gonna come up here. And we're gonna poke at this eyeball. It's probably one of the other spots that I use the blackest black. Some browns. And there seems to be a bit of a black around that brown. Remember the directional of the brush. My foot fell asleep. Whoops. Make sure I do that blend right. We're gonna zoom in a little more. Put those darker tones. Brush direction. Don't mind me as I'm over here just saying random things. It helps me make sure I'm doing what I should be doing for this. And then this needs a blend into that dark black. There we go. And finish up this brown area. Alright, enjoy the rest of your day. If you ever have some more free time, feel free to pop in whenever if I'm still streaming. You missed most of the main people who will come around and make things real exciting. Hopefully you'll have the chance to meet them and talk to them. Kilo Mike's one of them, but the loud, infamous Ginger isn't here. Yep, see you sometime. It's alright, he'll probably be around eventually or another time. Trying to avoid doing this spot here. I'll leave a little base of it so that I can come back to this. Yeah, maybe not. I'll come back to that spot. I'm not going to put feathers on him because this is a portrait right now, not photo manipulation. It's a monthly goal, and I haven't reached it in a few months. Well, monthly, it's weekly. It's supposed to be weekly. Does it say monthly? Well, I'll be darned. That was a mistake. It's meant to be weekly goal, not monthly goal. Give me a moment. I shall fix that. While I do that, I'll let this. It's not muted. back at this for now. Come up here. Whoops, do not want to turn. Not this time. There we go. Gonna give myself a base to go off of on there. I'm letting the file save. Just a moment. 100%, but it always stays on 100 for a few moments. Not good enough. What are these browns? Huh. Yet again, so close to a sound, but yet not quite. Just off by a little bit. Nonetheless, thank you for the donation of $25. The message, you're doing an amazing job. You're doing amazingly well. Keep up the good work. Ugh, couldn't read it for a moment. I don't know, just my brain didn't want to work right. Nonetheless, thank you. If you're trying to make a point by showing me that I should have my goal being 100 daily, I'm not sure I'm going to change it to that, even if I reach this in one day. What I try to do is, if I can consecutively reach it, then maybe I'll change it. That way I have a bit of a goal that is a little more work to work towards, you know? No, but if I start reaching this in a day, I'm going to have to choose something about it if I start doing that consecutively. Nonetheless, I'm just picking on you for trying to tell me that I should have it as a daily goal. I definitely shouldn't have had it as a monthly goal. I don't know what happened there. I just typed the wrong thing. I was doing a lot of things at once. Oh, you know, I think I know why on my screen I'm having trouble seeing colors. Right, give me a moment. My drawing tablet's the wrong brightness. No time to blind my eyes. There we go. That's much better. Yeah, that would be awesome if I got this every time I streamed. I'm still working on getting my concurrent viewers up too. There we go. Now it's a lot nicer for me to see all the way up. Well, not all the way, but... Oops. cool. That way he can see himself being painted. Welcome back. Part of it, anyway. What is it? It's with the weird face. Okay, that's your resting face. Anyway, I should probably get something to eat. Considering the time, it's 5:18. So how about a short little break and I'll come back afterwards. I will finish this little section because I want to do a little bit here and at least straighten this out with the rest of this bit here. That way I can have it a little even. I'm going to do some of this. Some of this needs. Where's my halftone? Need a good halftone, or that's perfect. Anyway, I'm just gonna finish this spot. We'll call this part of the stream, and then I will return after. I'll end the stream until then. But I'll open it back up. Alright, I'll save this.